Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes.
With a 5-2 vote, the Ohio Supreme Court justices on May 3rd sided with a former Olentangy School Board member who said his colleagues violated the Ohio Open Meetings Act when they exchanged emails concerning public business. The Supreme Court determined that private, prearranged discussions of public business, whether face-to-face or by electronic communication such as phone calls or emails, violates the Open Meetings Act. The justices said the former Olentangy Local School District Board of Education member could sue his colleagues for violations after the board president exchanged emails with other board members and school officials to ask for assistance in responding to a newspaper editorial. The decision reverses a 5th District Court of Appeals decision, which determined the Open Meetings Act didn't apply to emails, and that because there was no pending rule or resolution to constitute public business from the email exchanges, no violations took place.
Willoughby attorney Hector Martinez Jr., who was involved in an attempted bribery scheme connected with Cleveland attorney Anthony Calabrese III, received a 6-month stayed suspension on April 28th. In the 4-3 decision, the Ohio Supreme Court justices determined that while Martinez violated several rules of professional conduct, mitigating circumstances, such as not having a prior record and cooperating with investigators, warranted a lesser punishment. Calabrese was banned from practicing law in Ohio last year after he was sentenced to 9 years in prison for corrupt activity. 2 other attorneys were indefinitely suspended by the Supreme Court in connection with bribery charges with Calabrese.
That I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States.
New lawyers took the oath during ceremonies on May 2nd before the Ohio Supreme Court. About 200 were sworn in by Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor during a special session of the court in the Palace Theater in Columbus.
It is such a wonderful duty of the Chief Justice and Justices to participate in a court session that admits you to the bar, thus transforming you from law students to lawyers.
Justice Judith Ann Lanzinger called on the new legal counselors to speak for others and to stand up for them as their legal representative.
Everyone can take on pro bono work, and by doing your best for others, it's possible that this experience will allow you to do good for yourself as well. Because volunteering can morph into connections and opportunities for paid employment. That's in addition to the psychic income that you will get in helping others.
Ohio State Bar Association President John Holshoe also offered advice.
Always do the right thing. Your reputation in the practice of law is everything. Your profession depends on it, and your reputation is what you will be known by.
More than 400 took the bar exam in February. The next bar exam will be administered in July.
The Ohio Supreme Court heard arguments in Meigs County at the local high school as part of its off-site court program. Since 1987, the off-site court program has enhanced students' understanding of the legal system by providing an opportunity for them to observe proceedings in person and to speak with justices, attorneys, and court staff.
The goal of the off-site court program is to teach students about the Supreme Court by giving them the opportunity to study about the court, to focus with the help of local attorneys on one of the cases to be argued, and then to have the opportunity to see the case argued in court. Bringing the court to this high school makes this learning event convenient for students and teachers.
Students from Meigs, Eastern, and Southern high schools heard 3 cases during the county's first time hosting the justices.
I really enjoyed being able to interact at first when they were able to come out and talk to us. It was just thrilling, and I never would believe they'd come to this small town, but they were here, and I enjoyed it.
Students and teachers received curriculum material to study before oral arguments, including summaries of the specific cases to be argued. Local attorneys teamed up with educators at each participating school to explain Ohio's judicial system and to review case materials. After hearing the cases, students met with the case attorneys for a debriefing and discussion of the legal issues. Meigs High School senior Kelsey Powell said she knew a little bit about the judicial system since her dad is a juvenile and probate judge in the county, but she said watching the justices in action was educational.
It was very interesting and definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me and my classmates, and it was just a very cool experience.
This was the 72nd time the court traveled outside of Columbus to hear oral arguments. That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts.